say good morning. Coming to you live from Axe Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay. We got some peeps in our studio today. You look to your left, our right. See Steve learning how to share this video with his friends.
Hello, folks. Hello, Facebook land, and hello, Axe Radio.
Now, to my left, I guess would that be stage left? Yeah, it'd be kind of stage left, wouldn't it? If we're looking that way, it's stage left. Right?
Yeah.
Right, all right. We got Jeremiah Umans on the show with us this morning. Of course, as always, you got Jay operating our YouTube channel over there.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
My name is Jeremiah.
And this is the Morning,
Morning
Drive. All right, so...
Remember to mute?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he just muted. You know what? You're not the only one that's ever done that. It happens probably about every other time.
With you?
No. Mine, if I unmuted mine, we would all hear it very loudly in our ears. So good morning, everybody, hanging out with us this morning on the Morning Drive. Jay, you'll be pleased to know that we got my brakes fixed yesterday.
Yay.
Very good.
And it turned out to be way worse than we thought it would be. Because, okay, so you know how there's two pins that hold the brake caliper in, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's two different size pins. There's a different one that goes up top and the bottom. Well, whoever did these brakes last on the side that locked up, I mean, we had to get, that it was locked up.
Did you have to get it towed?
No. I mean, the caliper was locked up.
That's why it was grinding.
That's why it was grinding. And plus that, there was no pad on the inside chew.
Oh, wow.
So when we were trying to...
all the noise.
Yeah, so we were trying to break this loose, right? And all of a sudden, it breaks loose real fast. And Dad goes, uh-oh. I said, no, it broke loose. You're good. He goes, no, that broke. I could tell by the way the bar moved. It broke. Which is, first of all, it's amazing that he can tell just by how fast the bar goes down that the bolt broke. He'd been doing it for, what, 1,000 years now?
Something like 1,001.
1,002.5, something like that.
Point 0.8.
0.8, 0.9,
0.8.
0.8.976.
Yeah.
Can there be two decimals in something?
0.9, yeah, I think
It's
so.
like 1,000, 0.8, 0.9, 0.76, 0.5.
Yes, that's it.
I've
yeah.
never
I
heard
think
of
you
that.
nailed it there.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Just,
That just sounds
my
right.
nickname is Einstein.
When I envision
Several
it
decimals?
in proportion to
Yeah.
all of the years of eternity,
Now,
then,
see,
yeah, I think that's about
It's
right.
called out of space-time decimal
I can just
system.
Good
see
morning,
it. Like I
Rachel.
could see that. I could pick that out of a timeline.
You know how they have the
as
Dewey
exact.
Decimal System at the library? Well,
Yeah.
it's a Matthewy Decimal System.
The Matthewy Decimal System.
That's right. Morning, Steve Schultz.
Is anybody else's head
Rachel
spinning?
McAllister, good morning.
Yes, that's right.
The
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Infamous Mrs. McAllister.
Mrs.
Yes.
McAllister.
Yes, she's actually watching. She
Hey.
asked,
And
"When's
you're
the
Mr.
show?"
Rachel
morning, Mrs.
McAllister,
McAllister.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Steve Schultz, of course, said don't mess up
Good
your
morning,
rotor.
Linda.
No, it did not mess up the rotor because it's only been grinding for about a week.
Only about a week.
Well, that's better than the last time I said, hey, it's only been making noise for a couple
He
weeks.
said, "Oh, it's not as bad as it sounds."
Dad was
Squeak.
like,
Then this
Right.
morning he says, "Well, we fixed it, and it was worse than it sounded."
Did it scrape a lot?
it did.
Yes.
Now, there was one time I had a Blazer, right? And you could hear the dogs knew when I was coming when I turned onto the street because of the grinding in the brakes.
And
I've
the
been there.
squeaking
I've
and
done
the-
that, and I've had that happen.
It grinded and squeaked. Did anybody else feel pressure in their ears yesterday?
Yes.
Did you?
No.
How about you, Jeremiah? Did you feel pressure in your ears? So I mentioned this at work, and there are several other people who were feeling the same thing, and not just that they were, oh, I feel pressure in my ears, but like on an airplane, and
Yeah, Linda Fleetwood.
then they felt that this was an unusual feeling. That
Well,
it's not something.
it wasn't
barometric
normal.
pressure was really high yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the
This
weed.
was an
not the
abnormal. The barometric pressure shouldn't do that.
Well, it probably has to do with the cycles of the moon, or it's Armageddon.
Nah.
Armageddon out of here!
No, but I wouldn't doubt if there's been some nuclear testing somewhere.
Ooh, that would suck.
weeds. It sounds like when you're flying and you're going through the mountains, your ear has a lot of pressure, and then it pops.
But yet
Yeah.
it won't pop, and if
But
it
it
does
won't
pop,
pop.
it builds back up.
Yeah. Or if you have to suck you in to try and...
So there were other people feeling this
Pop-
yesterday, which makes me curious as to what was going on that would cause that.
It's probably the aliens.
Well, you heard
I have theories, but
And I'm not talking about like illegal
Area
Earthquakes.
aliens.
51.
I'm talking about Area 51 aliens.
Could
Yeah,
be-
that's
a
what I
minor
thought.
earthquake.
You know, that was an actual thing.
It could be just a natural phenomenon.
That was an actual thing that happened, by the way. People supposedly raiding Area 51. It just turned out to be a big party out at the front gates. There was
Yeah.
one
Well,
person
because-
that actually got past the fence, past the gate, maybe like 5 feet.
Didn't get far.
Yeah, 5 feet, and she got in trouble.
Yeah.
So
She
she got arrested.
Yeah, because it's government property.
Yeah, like tackled and arrested.
Well, government property is our property. What it is it's a highly secure
Mary Gill is alive now. I wish we
area
could.
for the military. So it's not
Right.
like we don't have a right to be there because it is our property. It's because we can't be there because there are secrets that we do not want our enemies to know about.
Right.
Right.
So it's best that we don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Or else everybody would. know.
Mary Gill is posting a live video right now as we speak, and she is at a church in Pakistan filled with women. Filled with women in Pakistan.
Crowding in.
Yes, like there is standing room only in this place, and I wish I could let you guys hear it.
I'm reluctant to share a lot of this stuff because I can't understand the language.
Right, right.
Well, Mary speaks English, I assume.
She does.
She does. It's not the greatest English, but it's English.
She wants to meet with me. She tried to call me the other day. Sorry, Mary, that I wasn't able to answer your call at the time.
Jana Hale Girolamo?
I don't know
Girolamo?
how to pronounce her last name.
Girolamo?
Yeah, she's my classmate from school.
Well, welcome, Jana. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Jana, for joining. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so you'll have to let me know.
Steve said I had whistling in my ear from the wind blowing.
You know, I've already had the flu bug. I mean, I handle money all day, every day, so I've come in contact with it already. I'm sure.
The flu?
Yeah, I come in contact.
Now, see, being as I take care of my elderly parents, or I'm in their house quite a bit, I have to get my flu shot.
You do.
Anytime you work around elderly people or children, you need your flu shot.
Yeah.
Even though you haven't had it since you were in 6th grade. The closest thing to flu I've had since 6th grade was, what do they call that stuff? Mononucleosis,
Yeah, ooh.
which is
kissing-
kissing
Yeah.
disease.
Walmart actually was handing out flu shots the other day in Branson. They had a table set up and they were sitting
And it
down.
had vodka and Red Bull.
No, I didn't see that.
Or Jägermeister and Red Bull. That's a flu
Well-
shot.
I had all my
Definitely.
shots when I was a kid, so I'm good.
You don't ever do the flu shot?
That was all done when I was a kid.
No. Flu shot's new every year because it's a
Because
virus.
That
It mutates.
each time it develops. Each time
You can get sick, though. I mean, if you take the flu shot, I heard that you can still get sick, but not
Yeah,
as bad.
you feel some people can feel kind of crappy, but the number's not as high as you might think.
Right.
Of
That's
that.
probably also more your body reacting to the virus. It has the genetics of the virus in it, so that your body reacts to that. and
I'm glad,
builds it up.
Jana. I
But-
need one.
When your body reacts real strongly to prepare for something like a flu, to fight a flu, you're gonna have a reaction.
Ooh.
I've had
On the
whooping
flu.
cough.
You had whooping cough?
I don't wish that on any. And I had the
Painful.
shot when I was a kid, and I still don't understand.
What is a
why.
whooping cough? I understand that it's a cough, but
Is it also known as croup?
Yeah.
oh yeah. Well, I don't think now.
It's
Croup
a
is where you're.
bronchial, infection.
Yeah, it's weird how
Virus.
does
But
that.
you're coughing and you're coughing and you're coughing really hard to the point where you lose sight. I mean, you actually think you're still, but you do. You lose sight.
And your epiglottis makes a bunch of weird noise whenever you cough. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it does that's. I think that's your epiglottis that causes that
Hence
But-
the name.
inflammation.
Yeah, and there was a lot of inflammation. I had that for I think Rachel could tell you,
Just
but
like my-
7 weeks or so.
Do you like my sound effects?
But I almost got it. Rachel had to stop me from getting in, running into a construction area because I coughed so hard. I started running in, looking, and of course the construction trucks right there, and she had to veer my wheel away from the construction area. So, it does blind you if you cough hard enough.
Steve says I've never gotten sick, and I get one every year. I'm like,
Sure. Good for you,
I
Steve.
got
Well,
it. I got the shot when I was working with elderly people.
I get 'em for free.
And disabled
What?
people, and I never had
Oh,
a
yeah, that's true.
reaction
If
that
you have
was bad.
insurance, insurance almost always pays for them.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
can go to Walgreens and get one. You can go to my pharmacy and get one. You can
And
go
they're
to,
free there too, aren't they?
if you have the right insurance. Yeah,
Rachel, if you're still watching, we need to go ahead and get the flu shot.
it aches where they give you the shot
Right.
because they basically skin pop it, as Dad would call it. So, what are you doing over there, Jeremiah? You're awfully quiet today because it's really hard to get a word in edgewise around us, isn't it?
Well, you guys got this thing going. It's hard. Yeah, it is hard.
Well, I used to be quiet.
We're all talkers. We're all we
He's just jumped right in.
yeah. Yeah.
It's difficult
I had
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
comfortable.
because you guys got this rhythm, and I'm not in that rhythm.
Well, I mean, not all the time. Well, see, we augment our rhythm whenever somebody else shows up.
Yeah. All you have to do is try to interject.
Yeah, you got to talk over. We're interrupters.
You have to interject.
We really don't mean to be. It's not like we're like, hey, who can I interrupt in the middle of a conversation today?
I don't know if my friend
Anyways, like I
Cindy's
was saying,
watching,
that's
but
Who's watching?
Well,
I don't know if Cindy's watching, but hello, Cindy.
Do you have anybody watching
Good
today?
morning, Mary Gill. Thank you for going live. We saw that video of you in Pakistan, so it's
Yeah,
always awesome.
Many of them.
Yes, I love it. It's a very.
It's a daily video.
I love how she says, "Good morning, dearest family."
Yes.
We're dears.
We
Yes.
love you. And Mary, I am very sorry I missed your call. Today I won't have an opportunity to even
You can
answer
get them
the
free at
phone.
the health department.
Huh?
That's
Shots.
what Steve
Flu
just
shot.
said.
Flu
You can get
shots.
shots from you.
Um,
Where are we going with this?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Get your flu shot.
there you go.
Public announcement.
I stay healthy. I mean, I rarely ever get sick. I'm 52, and I do get sick. when I-
52.
yeah,
Whew.
52.
yeah.
That looks like a
Wow.
security officer's shirt.
No, it's just a regular outdoor shirt.
Oh, because it's got the thing there and the thing there. I was just sorry.
Yeah, for
But-
clipping the mic too.
You're very visual today.
I'm very I'm weird. Sorry. Go ahead.
That is a very nice shirt, Matt. It's got like a satin to it.
It's one of those Egyptian cotton ones.
Egyptian cotton.
Egyptian.
All the way from Egypt.
Well,
Yes.
The sickest I've
And
ever been in a long time was last year.
6% spandex.
Last year, so not very long ago.
It was last year.
So when you say never get sick, you mean
No, I rarely get sick.
rarely?
Never
Oh,
go.
okay.
But last year was the sickest I've ever been. And
What'd you get?
when my wife and I came on this show one time, we talked about it because I was unable to.
Oh, that's right.
And
You're
they
right,
stuck
Jana.
something on me, and it was horrible. Like I said, I rarely get sick.
Who stuck something on you?
All right.
The hospital
We
get
need
you
to
better.
attached something.
update our prayer warriors on this. We need our prayer warriors to pray for Randall Phillips because his new kidney needs to increase its work.
Uh-oh. Is he out of the hospital? I know he said he was supposed to.
Yeah, he's out of the
but-
hospital.
Okay, but that's
This
right.
is-
He's home.
The first time I've been back in 2 months.
Yeah, we know. We notice.
Yes.
We notice when you don't come.
They're very
Just saying.
noticeable people.
I mean,
We inspire Steve. He's not as quiet around us.
No, I just fell right into
Robin
your
Katie!
trap.
And now you're moving.
I know.
she
right?
says it's
You-
it's Lysol season for sure.
You know, I don't get the flu shot and all that, and I haven't gotten sick, and I guess I will get sick eventually when I come in. When I
Mom always gets
come in
feeling
contact
kinda
with
bad.
it, and when I come in contact
mean,
with it and actually get it, and it thrives in me, I will be.
It is a
getting sick.
dormant flu. It is a near dead flu virus that they use with if you're allergic to eggs or egg yolk or whatever. Don't get the flu shot. I
I'm
think.
not.
Right?
You know, and I thought the thing in my ears, I thought may have been an allergic reaction, because your ears swell up and your throat does, but my throat didn't react, so that's why I was like, maybe it's not an allergic reaction. And that's when I started to mention it, and other customers were saying they were feeling the thing in the ears too.
Do you remember that year that the
Has there been an earthquake? Was there an earthquake yesterday?
maybe there's one on its
There-
way?
There was a 6.0 in Puerto Rico or something like
Yesterday?
that. Yesterday or the day before. I saw it on Facebook. Where
I
there was
wonder if
another
that's not what we were
Wouldn't
feeling.
surprise me.
No, we'd have to have one in the New Madrid Fault.
Right.
We didn't have one.
Yeah, we didn't. No,
Well, that
there
doesn't
was
mean-
the other day.
I mean, you can have one that can change the barometric pressure like
3
quickly.
3.8.
Because if you think about it, it's either
Of course it would, yeah.
yeah, it's adding land or taking. It's like a
Well, I know
the world is popping its ears.
I and multiple other people felt the same thing, and not just like in a way where, oh yeah, my ears were
Dennis
weird.
Everson, Marshall Hall, and welcome
They
to the party.
recognized this was an unusual.
By the way, Jana, I'm glad you got your flu shot. She hasn't been sick for 5 years.
Good for
due to
you.
The flu, due to the flu
Yeah,
shot.
the last time I had the flu, I was 12. I was in 6th grade.
I don't remember the flu. It was a few years.
I remember
about
feeling
2 or
like
3 years.
absolute crap.
Yeah.
And I was in 6th grade, and I was like, man, I couldn't. I was weak, and I felt fine whenever I got up that morning. By the time I got to school, and you'd think that I was just playing, but I wasn't. They took my temperature, and by the time I went up to the nurse, I had 101 fever. And they're like, okay, well, you got to go home. We're calling your dad. Dad came, picked me up. I went to the shop, slept in this, those chairs that are out there. Slept in one of them, across both of the arms.
Oh,
Where you have your legs up over
oh,
one side of the
I've
arms.
done that.
But no, see, these chairs, I was small enough. These chairs were so comfortable because they had so many butts sitting in them, so it was real broken down and soft. I remember just thinking about how comfortable it was because all I wanted to do was sleep because I got given like NyQuil and something else. So, I remember how hot my forehead felt even to myself. And then I went home. And I stayed home. Mom started taking care of me. She felt so bad because she double dosed me on my cough medicine, and I got like drunk or high or both off of this stuff. She gave me some NyQuil and then another one, and both of them you're not really supposed to take them at the same time.
Obviously.
So she gave me one and then gave me the other because she didn't remember giving it to me, and then she felt so bad because she OD'd me.
Were you staggering around?
No, I wasn't even getting out of bed.
Slurring your speech?
I was just like, I probably was slurring my speech.
Yeah, I bet you was slurring the speech.
But
Marcia, I'm sorry. I got to call you back. You called me yesterday, and we didn't finish our conversation, so I'll call you later.
she's asking for prayers. She said, for she is doing her mom's service today.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
never-
good morning, by the way, Robin. I thought she would already.
Yeah,
Oh.
she said it's Lysol season for sure.
Yeah.
So what is going on in the life of Jeremiah Humans?
My personal life, not much.
Not to be too graphic or anything.
No. But I've had some testimonials come in from Ground Zero.
You mean in New York City,
Uh huh.
Ground Zero?
Yeah.
From 9/11.
Yeah. They're starting to fly in now. I download them every time a testimonial comes in from the firefighters or the Mission New York City, because I donated thousands
Amber
of
Buckley.
copies of my artwork.
I saw somebody commenting about that.
Yeah, and I did share it to Facebook, and it's nice to get them because the time that I got them, I was feeling really bad because I have my ups and downs since my wife's
Good
passing.
morning, Amber.
And my darkest days are yet to come.
You can check out Amber's show on Tuesday mornings called Something to Celebrate. She always brings food, and sometimes they bring snakes.
Because-
Well, I got to come to the show then.
My late wife's birthday is in November, and Thanksgiving, Christmas, her birthday, then New Year's, and the anniversary of her passing, all back to back between November and January. I have to face every bit of it.
Those
So-
are tough times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's coming. I've tried to prepare myself psychologically as best I can.
Usually about 3 months before July 4th, I start to have just a weird, and it's not intentional. I'm not thinking about it or anything. It just does affect me. I have a different attitude.
But
It affects my attitude.
I know it's coming, and I'm doing the best I can to prepare for it.
So you feel like you're being affected already?
I had a conversation with my attorneys, and they told me to watch out for the predatory females that come out during the holidays
Mm.
that prey on widows, and that does happen.
I hear that Jeremiah is hard to hear on YouTube.
I am. I'm sorry.
So no, it's not your fault. We probably need to turn you up a bit.
Hmm.
I got to get some coffee anyways.
Yeah, so I was adjusting the volume when it was all the way up. So
Ah.
that's why I ended up turning him down.
I was too loud at the beginning.
So, But my life is going pretty good. I'm not complaining because there's people out there that are far worse off.
How's your faith? Are you reading the Word every day?
No, not like I should. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. And why not?
Distractions. I don't know. I should. You're absolutely correct.
It helps.
Don't be alone.
Yeah, the holidays are coming and being alone, it's kind of scary. I don't have anybody.
Okay, you need to be around in the public places and around crowd people that you know personally that will love on you and just be respectful, but at the same time, you just need to be in public places.
I know that the dating game has certainly changed.
Yeah.
No,
I
why
heard
would
what
you?
you said.
Why would you portray on Facebook? Your portrayal of yourself on Facebook is definitely not alone. You're always showing pictures of yourself in crowds.
Because
and
I
at places.
I
with
do
people,
go out.
right.
I mean, I don't sit around and
So
feel
despite
sorry for
that, you
myself.
feel lonely.
I don't have anyone to share my life with, so to speak.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked you about being in the Word, because I feel that also from time to time. So I get out and I start to reach out to people, and I generally tend to not fit in and not feel like I fit in. Whether I even fit in or not doesn't matter. I think it's because it's something inside of me. So even if I was around a bunch of people, they were all accepting of me, all inclusive of me, I would still feel alone and rejected.
Yeah.
So that's really a problem that I have. That's a
Sorry.
part of my character.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you,
not that
Angie.
it can't change. The only relief I get during those times is when I get into the Word of God and understand who He is, who He says He is.
Marcia.
And He says, I will not leave you nor forsake you.
Right. I do try to stay busy and stay active. Like today, I'm here, and I
Morning,
got
Marcia.
a meeting at 11:30.
That won't help with the loneliness. Well, in my opinion, it won't. I
No.
would say that you need to get in the Word. And why are you not getting into the Word of God?
I don't know.
That's the question you have to answer. Why
I
not?
know. I
So you feel lonely. There's a tough time coming up. You've got pictures all the time of you being out with people, but then you just said you still feel alone. You don't have anybody to share your life with. Well, you do have somebody to share your life with, somebody who wants to share every moment of your life with you. And I know that's cliche, and it may be, it hurts a little bit because what you probably are feeling right now is that I don't understand, because what you really are needing is another human being to share your life with.
A lot of positive.
You can't just all of a sudden have another human being in your life that you can be that close to share your life with. It just doesn't work that way. But
No.
you can get into the Word of God and get to know God and understand that He is there with you and He is there for you and He doesn't leave you.
Marcia
By
says,
not reading the Word of God, by not getting into the Word of God, you are choosing not to be with the one
okay, here's what we
who
got.
will always be with you.
Marcia says, I'm there with you, brother. This will be our first holiday without Mom. She just lost her mom a few weeks ago. Steve asked, are you in church? I think we already covered that. Angie Tabor says, good morning, guys. So sorry to hear about your wife's passing. Surround yourself with good, supportive people. God bless. Jana says, I lost my husband. It's a hard situation, and it takes a while to get over. God bless you. Linda says, my husband passed away, coming up on 2 years. My church family fills my life, and of course, the Word helps. And then Steve says, so true, Linda.
Very good. You're getting good at that.
Yeah, that's me. Just know, hey, if you don't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, come on over.
yeah.
You can come over. We'll welcome you at our family. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Jade wouldn't mind you coming over at his house. Marcia always cooks the dinner at her house, so we'll let you come over there. Just come on.
Sometimes
I
I go
wish
to
I
my
could.
sister's, and when I go visit my sister,
You'll enjoy the desserts.
we over at her house, we eat Bambi and Thumper
Deer
and rabbit.
and rabbit. Now, do you smoke the rabbit, or do you smoke the deer or the rabbit? I've learned to smoke deer
I don't
and rabbit.
know. I'll have to ask.
You're
her.
waiting for it, aren't you?
What?
Hard to keep the hard to keep it lit.
No, I'm saying if you're eating it, I hope you already smoked it.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Other families have turkey, and
Yeah, but I'm referring to the old, smoke them.
I know turkey.
You know what I mean? You've been
Killed
smoked.
it. Ah, killed
Been
it.
smoked.
But for us, it's Bambi and Thumper.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Jana? No.
There's nothing wrong with that. People say, "Oh, hunting is bad." No, if you hunt and use the food, that is not bad. If you're just killing just to have a head on your wall, that's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Killing for sport is one thing, but doing it to eat and provide
do it-
food
We do
is
it
another.
to eat. We do it to eat,
Right.
and Bambi tastes good.
Angie Terrybridge says Matt makes a mean turkey because I smoke turkey like you'd not believe.
Oh man.
Now
I'm
that
gonna
sounds
miss
really,
that.
That sounds really arrogant, but no, I put a lot of work in learning how to smoke the perfect turkey. First, you got to find one that's not sinned at all. You know how hard that is? Turkeys sin all the time, and then I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding about that. Because then all you got to do is kill them, and then hellfire takes care of the cooking part.
That's right.
Anyways, long story short, it's moist. Even days after, it's still moist and dripping.
That's what I'd like.
fluid. Because
Dripping.
I didn't, I don't know what do you call it? Juices, dripping juices. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
But fluid just makes it sound impersonal and weird.
Fluid sounds
What's wrong with me
it's
today?
Fluid sounds kind of eerie, science fiction type fluids.
Ah, dripping fluids.
Oh man.
I about did a Shrek impression
Shrek,
there for a second. What they squeeze out their eyes? You said ice for jelly, and
No, we're
rip
not
open
there
their
yet.
spleen and drink their fluids. Would you like that? No, that don't sound no good at all. It's fine.
I was
Shrek
gonna
and-
try something, but
Shrek and
I'm
Donkey?
laughing.
Shrek and Donkey.
All I want was
Gus!
waffles for breakfast.
August, I'm not like cakes. August, I like onions. End of story. Bye bye. See you later. That's my. I love that. I love those movies. Those are great movies.
No, donkey, we're not there yet. We're going to the land far,
Oh yeah,
far away.
yeah. Where they're in the big onion carriage.
Yep.
And Donkey's bored. He's like,
He starts singing.
and then you can tell that
Are we
everybody's
there
like,
yet? Are we
I
there?
am Donkey. I just realized that. I am Donkey. I am Donkey.
No, donkey, we're there, not there yet.
I think Shrek.
You think Shrek?
You're a little both.
For 5 minutes. Could you just be
I see
quiet?
what you mean. You mean your character.
By character, yeah, my irritating
Yeah, yeah.
personality is that like
Jenna,
that
I
of
wish
Donkey.
I wish we were getting together for Thanksgiving, but I don't think that's the Steve you're talking about.
You know what?
Humorous
I might-
and full of love, though.
Yeah, thank you. I might actually smoke a turkey for Christmas or for Thanksgiving.
What are you
More
gonna
turkey,
have
the
for
better.
Christmas?
Especially in big groups. Turkeys, the birds are just too small for big groups.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah, well,
I always hold back. I'm like, I don't want to eat all of their stuff. And then they can't make sandwiches the next day because we ate it all.
you know what? That is my favorite part. You know what? I should smoke a separate turkey just for sandwiches.
That's 2 turkeys.
I've smoked
Two
two
turkeys
turkeys
are
in
better
my
than one.
smoker before. 26 pounds worth of turkey for my workplace one night because by the time third shift gets there, all the stuff that's already been cooked and stuff has been like touched and picked through and
Steve says I need to take control. I can eat turkey for 4 months straight. Turkey and ham every day,
I ate turkey at least once a week there for a couple years.
as
'cause
long as there's some stuff.
They were on sale.
And this and that.
I rarely eat turkey. I eat chicken.
every friend we had that had a deep freeze, we filled their
Turkeys
freezer
for
with
me. I love
turkey.
Well,
Or lamb. Cold lamb sandwiches. are good.
I've never had lamb sandwiches. Are they bad?
No.
oh no, not again.
Sorry.
Doing this
Are you okay, Jay?
llama
Yeah.
and alpaca,
Why?
There's a lot of obnoxiousness going back and forth here between Steve and I.
Well, I'm just I'm still thinking about Jeremiah's predicament.
I'm doing okay. I mean, there's people out there that are a lot worse off. So I'm pretty blessed.
And I think that is also a key when you're reading the Word of God and prayer, praying for other people. can really help your situation.
Auntie Terry
And the-
Brew
and
gives
the
a link.
Lonely feeling, because when you're really praying for somebody and their actual needs,
Griefshare.org. She put a
Yeah,
link up there.
I've been
Yeah.
through Grief Share, yeah.
Grief Share is a great. I went through Grief Share myself.
For what?
When my nephew, we were like only 4 years apart. And
Oh.
he died a couple years ago,
Oh.
and we were so upset and so shocked of how it happened. I was grieving big time, and so our church held a grief share. I think they're going on their 3rd year, but it is very good to go through.
I did go through it.
What would you think?
It's nice to be around other people who have loss, because I lost a parent, you
Mhm.
know, but I lost my wife, so I've
And that was really sudden too, like unexpected, wasn't it?
yeah, because my wife and I were on this show just shortly before then.
Yeah, like a couple weeks.
Yeah, you guys got to
weeks.
meet her.
Morning, Kara.
So yeah,
got to
Wait.
meet her a couple times.
Yeah.
a couple times.
It's and you know, the best thing we can do for those that we've lost is work on our relationship with Christ, because that's going to get us to see them again. You know, that hey, Jared Babcock, my nephew, welcome to the party. I can't honestly tell you that I know how you guys feel, because I haven't lost anybody like that since my grandmother when I was 14. But, and even then, I really didn't, I was too young to really fully comprehend death and what it means, you know? But the best thing that you can do is live life for Christ as best you can, and just know and trust to hope that you will be together again. You'll see each other. Now, you'll know that you guys were husband and wife on this planet, but you won't, you'll know her like God knows her, and she'll know you like God knows you, in a more intimate, deep, loving, passionate way.
Right. There's no marriage.
Right.
I mean, there's no marriage between you and your wife.
But I believe there is passion,
Right.
in a sense. You know, obviously not physical passion,
No.
but passion for each other nonetheless.
I think you have to think of yourself as the bride of Christ. I think it is important to gain that focus for that space that's missing, that thing that's missing, because he can fill that space, and he wants to, and he will. And there is a closeness and an intimacy that you can experience
Yeah.
that can satisfy that need, at least for the temporary, this time when you're alone. And if you can really try to think of it that way in your lonely times, when you're really needing somebody and you understand, do you have a concordance?
Yeah,
Okay, so I would look into
We're going to make sure you had one.
Christ
Yeah,
and
this
being the bridegroom. I know as men, it's difficult for us to think of ourselves as a bride, but I think that if you really go into the concordance and look at that when you're feeling that way, you can understand better that there's a God there who's waiting for you, and he wants to be with you during those times, and that he will be, and that it is as close as you want it to be.
yeah,
I know that doesn't also, and that doesn't take care of the desire, but you have to let that go first. Because you can't make that happen. It doesn't work that way. You know it doesn't work that way. But God can be there, and Jesus Christ can fill that place in your life and be the bridegroom, and that you can be in a relationship that fills all of the other needs. It takes time. It takes focus. But when you're there and you're alone, that's what you have. So you should seek it,
yeah,
and that you do through the Word of God. Use the concordance and look up the bridegroom. Look up bridegroom
yeah,
and find out who you're supposed to be. And it does tell you how you can get through that time and know that there is someone who's very close to you all the time.
If it's okay with you guys, I think we're going to do a real quick commercial.
yeah.
sounds
I knew it's coming out.
good. Yeah, we've been neglecting them.
Yeah. All right. So you ready? Whenever you are, sir. Am I there already? Well, hey, everybody. Hey, Matt here, and my hat is kind of crooked. It's hard to do this on here, because you have to go the opposite ways. Anyways, today's show is brought to you by NaturalSolutionStore.bz. Now, my question is this. All right. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling? Good, I hope. Now, the product I'm going to talk about today is Arsenal, or Applied Research Sports Nutrition Labs. That's I call it Arsenal. Omega-3 fish oil is guaranteed to contain the highest quality and purity of any fish oil available. Now, is all omega-3 fish oil the same? Not at all. Of course, not all fish oil is created equally. The source, the purity, and the density of the DHA make major differences in the quality of the fish oil that you ingest into your body. Now, omega-3 fish oil is the highest. Sorry, the highest. I just lost my place. The highest quality fish oil. I can't even read today. Anyways, it is the highest quality fish oil available anywhere. Now, Arsenal Omega-3 fish oil is the highest has the highest concentration of DHA and EPA, which I have no idea what that is, but it sounds important. So it supports many of the body's processes for overall health and thriving well-being, including brain function, so that you'll be more alert, focused, and happier. Healthy eyesight, including reduced tired and dry eyes. Reduced pain and inflammation, a healthy heart, boosted mood, carefully crafted from deep-sea cold water fish and molecularly distilled for purity from all toxins. Arsenal Omega-3 is designed to have maximum potency without the nasty fish taste or burps. So it's high-quality, lemon-flavored omega-3 fish oil capsules. Like I said, they have the highest quality or highest levels of DHA and EPA, perfect for men, women, adults, and kids. So improve your health today. Go to naturalsolutionstore.bz, pick up a bottle of Arsenal Omega-3 fish oil today. Back to you guys.
.bz.
.bz.
So if you're looking for natural solutions, go to naturalsolutionstore.bz.
.bz.
All right, let's all try that together. Ready? Natural Solution Store. .bz. All right.
.bz.
That's like when I used to. He always has to get the last BZ in.
BZ.
It's like
Hashtag.
stereo.
Boy, this tie really does go good with this shirt.
Yes, it does. It looks
It
sharp.
really does.
I probably had, I had like ties
You have to see it in
right
person,
around all
folks.
fingers,
.bz.
holding them up against all the shirts that I had set out.
You're so gangster.
I know. What is it? Walmart,
Word. Word.
Target. Unless you're in the Northeast, Target.
Well, Matt, you look great.
Well, thank you. So do you.
Yeah.
Fist bump it, man. All right. Is that a
All right.
class ring on your finger
Yes. Yes.
there? I gave my class ring to a girl to make her boyfriend mad, and she never gave it back to me. So then she made her boyfriend mad, and then she made me mad because she kept my class ring.
Ah.
That was pretty dumb.
I lost my class ring and Navy ring. Navy ring on the ship.
Now,
Somebody
did
stole
you
it.
you lose your Navy ring in your class and your class ring in the Navy?
Something like that.
Okay. Glad we could all figure that out. We're all over the place today. I know that you were. Stephanie Shaw says .bz. That's funny.
.bz.
You know,
Um,
Matt, you do
Don't
look
get me
great,
started, Stephanie.
And now I wish more people learn to dress.
Well, see, here's what happened.
Is that, are
It gets really cold in here for
Here
Jay.
it comes.
was that your subtle way of saying I need to learn something here?
No,
No, I'd take the cue from
Brown
you.
suede, look at
What
that.
I'm saying is, I wish more people respected themselves enough to dress better than what they do.
You know, I think for a long time I always felt like I wanted people to know me personally and not be attracted to me for anything about the way I dress or look, and I felt like there was something wrong with that. I think it's true that when you care for how you look and you look your best, more people are attracted to you, and there's more opportunity for relationship. But I've always missed something in relationships and not done something right, and
Yeah,
I don't
me
always
too.
know what it is.
It's like the
so
whole
I think-
relationship itself.
Now, I'm not,
yeah, and so for me, that's just the wrong place to start, and it's so temporary, and it ends up, despite all the passion and the highs that are that you gain from relationships that are like that. There's also the lows, which are so low. When you're fighting and struggling against somebody that you're so wrong with, you're just on the wrong page in life, and you keep trying to flip that page over to each
See-
other's because you are one. You're living together as one,
I'm-
and there's more to that just a spiritual
I
one.
was raised to tuck my shirt in, wash behind my ears.
Oh yeah, I
Right,
never tuck
well,
my
yeah.
shirt in. Never tuck my shirt in.
I had to.
I always wear
It was-
clean
Yeah,
It was
clothes.
strict for me.
You go to church, you wear clean clothes. You
I
go
was
to
always
school-
told to
Yeah.
make sure I put on clean underwear when I leave the house, so that if you get into an accident or get hit by a car, you're not wearing dirty underwear.
Right.
Well, now I go to church and I see people in shorts.
Okay, some of the stuff I see people in church in. Okay, I'm gonna step up on my
Oh,
soapbox
here it comes.
No, that's
Get
okay.
get up on your
Great.
soapbox. That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to church, well, I mean, you know what? You shouldn't be wearing stuff that's revealing, anyways. But when I go to church and I see girls wearing skirts or dresses that are really too short, whether they're wearing shorts under them or not, shows an awful lot of leg, or low-cut blouses and stuff, that is not something that needs to be worn to church, because it is distracting.
Yes.
I'm a man. I cannot help myself. If I see that in my eyes, I have a tendency, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Right.
So help us out. I'm not saying the ladies that we have listening or watching.
Well,
you know,
there's a brain chemistry that is a powerful
It is.
chemical.
one of the more
thing
powerful
in your
things
brain.
besides God in this world is the power of the chemicals that our
That can
brains
be an
will
idol.
release. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
And then also those powerful chemical processes in a man's brain distract, and it's just like we talked about in the commercials, I mean in the cartoons, the scent goes like this, and then all of a sudden the spirit leaves the body
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
follows it, right?
And you're no longer at home. It's like
Well,
there's nobody home.
But there has
Nope.
to be a wisdom that says, look, this is what's happening to you. This is a chemical process that is not always good.
No,
Exactly.
it's not.
And that there's got to
very
be something
primal.
more to it. There's got to be something
I
more
wish
to it.
more women would look like women. I go to church. There's a few women in our church. They do look like women. They wear their nice, beautiful skirts, and they wear their hair long. They're always beautiful, and they look like women.
What about men succumbing to these chemical processes and not using their minds and their brains to intercede for themselves, on behalf of themselves, against women that might not be right?
I don't know.
I think men have a responsibility there too, don't you think?
Men-
I mean, let's face it, this is the world we live in. We can be distracted and drawn into relationships forever that are not healthy. But because they satisfy that base urge and that those chemical processes in us, we go with it because it somehow we think it's satisfying, and then it isn't. And I'm not saying that it's always that way, because there are good and healthy relationships too. But there's got to be some responsibility on us as men to stop and say, you know what, I know what's happening to me right now. And if I'm not careful, this could lead to something that is going to be horrible and tragic and difficult.
then I say stay focused on God.
Well, yeah. And looking for more in a woman and out of a woman than what satisfies those base urges and escalates those chemical processes. But that there's got to be some thoughtful, godly way and expectation. What about expectation? Men have no expectation for a woman to fill a need in his life for anything more than that? And do we even know what more it is? Well, we find out that there's something more in a long-term relationship when everything is going wrong and this person is not a good partner and we're not a good partner.
Well, all relationships go through ups and downs.
Some relationships, a lot of relationships, look at our divorce rates. Look at our divorce rates. Something has gone desperately wrong. There's not an honest and genuine responsibility of men to say women need to fit a much broader piece of the puzzle in their life. That there's just this one piece that tends to distract us and draw us, and then oftentimes it just messes up all the other lines. It takes us off the path.
Social media has changed things forever for both men and women in relationships. women's expectations are a lot higher than they used to be. That's a fact. I mean, we have more women in the workplace making money. The problem is women tend to date up. If you don't have enough college-educated men, you got some. I know a woman. She's into real estate. She can't get a date because women date up. Well, there's not enough qualified men who make more than she does, who are attractive and godly. And so we have this situation going on where there's more women in the workplace, more women getting college educations versus men. The men, where are they? Gone.
I heard shacking up is getting more popular. Rather than go through the divorce, they'd rather shack up, and then that way, if something happens, they can just go their separate ways, and there's no legal way of. So they can just go their own separate ways. But it's rising.
Divorce is bad, and I have a friend of mine. She's a lesbian. Hear me out, and she just went through a divorce, and I thought, when they legalized it.
There ain't gonna be no judgment on this show about lesbians.
No,
We're not gonna.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying she just went through a divorce,
Mm-hmm.
and it was
Well, except for
devastating.
God's judgment.
Yeah, except for God's judgment.
And it was
God will
devastating.
judge, and His Word says
Right.
what is true.
So when they legalized it, I wonder how many of them thought it through.
And I have quite a few gay friends, and the ones that did get married, there's one now that's currently divorced, and I said, hey, you want the marriage, you're gonna have to get the, it also raised the average divorce rate because now it's not just between a man and a woman, so the divorce rate has jumped. It's well over 50% now, isn't it? The divorce rate.
It's been
Well, and then
50%
the
for
marriage
years.
rate has dropped. So relationships that are long term haven't, I don't think, changed. It's just whether or not they're permanent. I think the permanence of relationships has definitely dropped. Marriage rate has dropped, and the divorce rate has gone way up. So those are all bad signs that you can keep those as individual statistics, but when you put them all together and find out what it really means, is that people are not obeying God.
That's fact.
Now,
I
Stephanie
agree.
says, I think you're looking too much on the outside in regards to we were talking. She says, yes, some need to watch what they wear or watch what we wear, but that is all. If that is all that you're seeing, then you are not reading what it says when women show herself as the Bible clearly tells us. Okay, I did not mean to offend anybody if I offended you, so I
Well-
apologize for that, but I'm just saying, well, I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, actually,
Right. The viewers, I mean, I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
actually,
about.
the Bible has an answer for that. By your fruits you shall know them. They talk about inner beauty is what matter. Well, the Bible says that by your fruits you shall know them. So, when you look at somebody, yeah, they may look nice on the outside, but
And Facebook isn't
By
a
your
fruit.
fruits.
I can tell you what all my fruits are on Facebook, and that doesn't mean any of them are true. I can just tell you what you want to hear and what you want to see.
right,
But actual fruit.
actual fruits. By your fruits you shall know them. So the Bible has an answer for that.
Are these
Absolutely.
people in your life reaching out to the lost, trying to see that what they say and what they do in their life is going to bring people to God, bring people closer to God, make people see that there is a God that they should be worshiping, who is worthy, who has died on a cross to save them and rose again, sits at the right hand of the Father? Is that really what we're about in our life?
Yeah.
And otherwise, outside of that, I don't want any part of it. But yet, I could easily be drawn in to a relationship that would bring me away from that almost immediately. There's got to be more to relationships. I think men, maybe men are more at fault than anything. Seeking the wrong things.
We will continue to touch base on this Monday because the Bible does have quite a bit to say about not just the way women dress, but the way men dress as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not saying it's all women. Men need to be careful about what they dress too. I wear T-shirts to church. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't mind. Obviously, I don't dress up for church like all. I mean, I don't dress up like this for church. I should, but usually I'm up there playing guitar, so it's a little.
Why
bit,
should you?
I mean, I feel it's a personal preference. You don't have to. I've never believed that you have to wear suit and tie to church. And if people focus too much on that, then they really are focusing on
Some
the wrong thing.
pastors want you to be on the platform. If you're preaching, now I've dealt with this personally. They want you to wear a shirt and tie. If
I
you're going to be on
understand
that
that. I
platform,
get it.
and I guess there's a reverence
want you to honor God.
It's a reverent to God, and that's why.
And if you're going to
well,
put your best forward, you need to do it for
growing
Him
up-
first. Yeah.
Right.
Growing up, we had to wear clean clothes at the dinner table. Even we can't come to the dinner table dirty. We had to wear clean clothes just to eat at the dinner table.
I'm not against women wearing pants. I want to make sure everybody knows that. I'm not against any of that. I'm just saying that my eyes can have a tendency to wander if a woman is wearing something too revealing.
That's your personal preference.
That is my personal preference. That's why I put that little thing up there, and I'll put it up there again. The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions expressed by Axe Media or any of its subordinates. But I've never understood why they, make women wear dresses or whatever in some other churches.
BBC had that policy forever, and
Yeah.
I think they still do. I don't know.
I'm against men of God getting involved in relationships solely because it satisfies their base urge and their sinful, lustful need.
Right. Well, it's time for us to get out of here, fellas.
You know what, Matt, Jay, thank you very much for having me. This is my final episode before I leave. Rachel and I leave.
Before you have your own episode.
Yes. By the way, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to get into it because we're leaving. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you guys. Matt, Jay, we're going to be in touch, but
Good.
this will be my final. So,
Well, and thank you for being on here with us. We've always enjoyed having you here, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Jeremiah, thank you for being on here with us. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
it's
we
been a
love you.
couple of months.
So,
Love
you
you
should
both.
be on more often. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in next for The Basics of Faith with Marty Hamilton from 9 to 9:25. And then following that, Dr. Paul's show, The Happy Hour with Paul and Nancy, right here, Axe Media Group. So, anyways, we'll see you then. Until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
my name is Steve.
My name's Jeremiah.
and this has been
The Morning Drive.